Copyright and intellectual property use in digital media production. Is it legal? The objectives for this training is to define copyright, learn some important terms when dealing with copyright, and distinguishing between copyright and fair use, and what are the penalties of violating copyright laws. First, we'll define copyright. Copyright is a form of protection provided by the laws of the United States to the creators of original works, which includes literary works, movies, musical works, sound recordings, paintings, photographs, software, live performances, and television or sound broadcasts. This protection is available to both published and unpublished works. The Copyright Act generally gives the owner of the copyright the exclusive right to reproduce the work, prepare other works based upon the work, derivative works, distribute copies of the work by sale or other transfer of ownership, or by lease, perform the work publicly, and display the copyrighted work publicly. There's a link on the bottom if you want to keep reading on need any more information on copyright. First, we're going to define fair use. According to Section 107 of the Copyright Law, there is an exception to the rule that states, for various purposes, the reproduction of a particular work may be considered fair if it is used for these purposes, and these purposes only: criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. There are 4 factors that determine fair use. Now there's a catch to everything. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. The nature of the copyrighted work. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, and the effect of the use upon the potential market for as value of the copyrighted work. Next, we're going to define patents. A patent is a set of exclusive rights granted by a sovereign state to an inventor or assignee for a limited period of time in exchange for detailed public disclosure of an invention. Public domain, which is our friend. Public domain is generally defined as consisting of works that are either ineligible for copyright protection or expired copyrights. Some works that are public domain include silent films, the works of Shakespeare and Beethoven, and works whose authors died before 1944, and works created before 1894. Exclusive rights. The owner of a copyright has 6 exclusive rights. That includes to reproduce the work, to distribute the work, to create derivative works, to publicly perform the work, and to publicly display the work, and to publicly perform sound recordings by means of a digital audio transmission. So, first question. How much of a person's work under the fair use can you use in a work? Anybody want to take a guess? So I'll just answer it for you. There's no specific number of words, lines, or notes that may safely be taken without permission. Therefore, acknowledging the source of the copyright material does not substitute for obtaining permission. Gotta get permission. Another question. If I wanted to use a phrase from an author who died in 1900, is his work considered public domain? Keep in mind, I want to use the phrase for educational purposes. In this case, I can't use it under public domain, but I can use it under the fair use exception to the rule due to the fact that I'm using it for educational purposes. So how long does copyright laws protect the owner? Copyright protection is for a limited term. For works created after January 1st, 1978, copyrights last for 70 years after the death of the author. Penalties for using copyrighted works. Infringers, the ones that use them without permission, could be liable for paying the actual dollar amount of damages and profits. The law provides a range from $200 to $150,000 for each work infringed. Infringer pays all attorney fees and court costs. Oh yeah, it gets worse. You could end up in jail. In summary, make yourself familiar with copyright laws. Be careful when using someone else's work. Always give credit where credit is due. And if you're unsure, cite your work. Always give permission for copyrighted work.